Guys, gals, fellow gender non-conforming pals, welcome back. I'm C28. Just finished the third week of recording principles. It's a lot. It's quite a bit. It's always quite a bit with Full Sail, to be honest, so that's not saying much. But this week, we were going over, like I said in the beginning, we were going over in lab, doing some audio post-production. So we're recording vocals, we're recording Foley for a track. The track that I picked with my lab mate is the apartment scene from Pulp Fiction. I'm voicing Sam Jackson as an angry Irishman, and my lab partner is the terrified apartment dwellers. So it'll be fun. I've recorded a few Foley sounds that we'll be able to use on Monday. Yeah. And then we should be finishing it up at 2, so it'll be fun. The projects we have this, I didn't talk about projects. I really should have talked more about projects. But the projects we have this week, first we had to record a podcast essentially talking about the acoustics of our room, understanding how sound works. So reflections were a big thing that we talked about, talking about how if I clap, you hear a certain sound come back. Now with YouTube compression, you may not hear everything, but I hear this loud ringing. Not loud, I hear a high pitch ringing when I do that. Plus, you can also measure the longest distance of your room. There's a calculation you can run that will find the resonant frequency of your room. That essentially means is it's the frequency that has a wavelength that is the length of your room. And what that is it'll be a frequency that will be most amplified or most diminished, most attenuated by your monitors, which are these things. These are called monitors. Also, we learned you shouldn't mount them to your station. But if you have to, you have to. I have to. Also, you shouldn't have them in the corner, but if you have to, you have to. I don't, so I'm probably gonna move them soon. But then you'd have a less aesthetic place for me to record. Well, I guess I could just record here anyway, but still, yeah. But yeah, that was the acoustics project. We had to talk about the acoustics of our room and then use some processing to make the vocals sound good. So we had to put on a gate so that when there's just noise from quiet, you might hear some stuff still. All that you shouldn't be able to hear. And then we also had to put on a compressor to make sure the vocals aren't varying in level too much. It's like it's got about the same level. And just generally make the voice sound good. Yeah. Oh, we also this week we're going over time-based processing. So patching things into buses to have a dry signal play, but then your wet signal will also play on top of it. And then we had to put it on. The last project this week we have to do, and I haven't done it yet because it's due on the 16th, it's the 13th, so I've got some time. Correction, it's the 14th. I have a song that I do today, but I'll do it. What we have to do is we have to mix properly a song with certain parameters. So in lab just yesterday, we were showing our ability to utilize all of the different mixing skills on the console that we were trained on throughout the past 3 weeks. So we had to show competency with leveling, with panning, so making sure that you understand how loud certain things should be so it sounds good. And there's a lot of very, what's the term? It's very lax with, not very, but it's kind of lax with what is good because it's so subjective. But like generally, as long as your drums aren't like overwhelming everything else, or like your guitar's not blaringly loud, it's like, okay, cool, you did a good job. And then panning it, making sure you got good stereo effect. You got 2 ears for a reason. It's to tell where things are. No one makes a band in a line. So spread your band out. What are the other things? We had to patch in compressors to certain places. gates to certain places, reverb. We had to use EQs on a few of the tracks. And then we had to subgroup some things as well. Subgrouping is essentially when you take your channel strip and another channel strip or more, as many as you want, and using a thing called a routing matrix, which essentially is like it can push your channel strip signal somewhere else, whether that's onto your patch bay to push it through some sort of processor, or it's another channel strip. You can do that. And then that's the subgroup is. It's another channel strip, but it's not an IO module in the same way. But it's its own sort of strip where it has the combined value of everything. So you'll take those out of the mix. You'll use your channel strip instead for the subgroup, and I can control that. And what that's great for is if you wanted to do some sort of parallel compression, or also called New York compression, on your drums. So for those not aware, because I certainly was not when I heard it first, parallel compression, also known as New York compression, because I think that's where it became a big thing, is in New York studios, New York, USA. New York, USA. And so it's when you get the dry signal of a non-compressed sound. And you also have a heavily compressed sound. What that does is it'll give the impact of all of your drums, all your percussive hits will have so much more impact. So like you'll have all the dynamics still, because the compressor will get rid of, it doesn't really get rid of as much as it lessens the, how do I describe this? It reduces your dynamic range. It squashes the signal. So you can still have that, but also have it stand out. So you'll have like your dry signal and your compressed signal is like right there. So it's still hitting through, as opposed to like, you know, a very dry, whatever kind of sound you want. Vocal lessons with C28, how great. And yeah, it just allows you to utilize compression in a way that doesn't squash your signal completely, but still gives you that control that you want. That's fun. I've been using a lot of compression on my song-a-days, if you've been watching those. New one coming out after I post this video, probably. I'll probably go straight to it. Be like, click, done, upload, go make music. But yeah. This week, I think I covered pretty much everything that we did this week. Today we're going over signal flow for a mixing console and a digital audio workstation, sort of to better understand what it is you're affecting and where it's affecting the signal. Because everything that's analog, if you're having any analog technology, anything that's not purely digital, as in it's a physical thing you can touch, it's gonna have some natural hiss to it. It'll give you some not artifacting, it'll give you some noise, just simply because it's analog. Now, you can make that noise floor really, really low by messing with your preamps and making the signal just in real space loud. But if you already have your signal exactly where it needs to be, say it's coming out of a keyboard, you can bypass a lot of the stuff to eliminate noise and just plug it straight into like a multi-track. Probably that's jumping the gun a bit, but yeah, you can skip certain parts of the board in order to reduce noise. That's cool. I don't own a mixing console, so I'm only learning, and I only know what I know because of class and lab, so that's fun. Thinking, more stuff to talk about. Two things. Thing one, I'm trying to release an album relatively soon, hopefully by the end of the year. That'll be called Android Hell. I've been getting really, really good at ambient music. Now, not ambient music, but ambient sounds in my music. So like Noise was the latest song really that had ambient effects in it, but was not an ambient song. That's what gave it its somewhat professional feel. It was just wide, it's big. My song-a-days, if you've been listening to them, they've been getting kind of big, which is nice. So I think it's song-a-day 12. I'm turning into a song that'll go in that album, similar to what I did for what's it called, Dopamine Train. Was originally a song a day song, and then pushed that up into Dopamine Train on Lost Melodies and Unloved Timbers. Yeah. So, sorry. Hydrate. Whew. That's what you have looking forward to over on Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon Music, whatever, wherever you stream your stuff. Other thing, since I am indeed a sound designer, I do funky stuff with synthesizers. I bought myself a field audio recorder. Field audio recorder essentially is a portable, not a DAW, but a portable multi-track, essentially meaning you can record several things at once if you want to, or just have them stored somewhere. It's a glorified voice memos app. that's what I could say. It's a glorified voice memos app, but it allows me to get very, very high quality sound, store it at very high data sizes. So storage size? I don't know the right word, but I think you understand what I mean. Basically, the file is high quality, and that enables me to mess with it with different effects and turn it into other things, and just plug it in directly, compress it, do different things to make these sounds I find in nature perfect for music. So the specific one I got is the Zoom H8. Disclaimer, I'm getting it because I know I love audio, and I know I would love to do field recording because I've done it before. Ego Death had a lot of field recording in it. I had a Pilot the Dispatch sound from MacDill Air Force Base put on there. I had the Pier from MacDill Air Force Base put on there. I had some radio chatter from MacDill Air Force Base, and I got permission from Public Affairs. Okay, it's not illegal. I did get permission from Public Affairs to put radio chatter in there. And just so many other things that help it feel like more organic. If you're not sure, don't buy the H8. It's expensive. I got a good deal. My Sweetwater representative, Damien, absolutely love you, mate. You're a legend. Hooked me up with a quality deal, and the thing was on discount for the day. I got like damn near $200 off of it. It's a $400 what's it called? 400 plus. Like it's almost a $500 deal with the recorder itself and the case. So I paid about $390. It's a good amount off, you know? But price, you may not need everything that it has. If you're looking at getting into field recording, seriously, start with your iPhone. Start with your phone and mess with that audio. Then if that's fun, if you enjoy that, buy yourself something nice, but buy yourself something reasonable. I'm going crazy because I know I can use this as an interface. I can use this for live events. If you'd like to do that, do it. But the H8 is like seriously overkill. But overkill could be nice. To get it like the H4. Get the H4 Pro. You'll be good. Trust me, you'll be good. What's fun is I didn't know shit about audio, field audio recorders before wanting to get one. And then I did so much research asking around, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's actually pretty straightforward. But yeah, you can expect a lot of fun field recording stuff. I might start making some packages, some C28 recorded sound effects packages. So that could be fun. Maybe you'll hear my stuff in commercials, maybe in film. We'll see. Put that shit on Splice. Yeah. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna get very, very experimental with my music soon, once that comes in. Should come in Sunday, so I might do a little unboxing of it, might not, probably not. Honestly, probably not. But if I do, I do. Yeah. I think I covered it, that's all. So, if you have any questions, comments, please leave them in that comment section below. Yeah. I've been C28, you've been you. This is YouTube. God bless, take care of yourselves. See you in the next one.